Welcome to my interactive advanced concept presentation 5, pennies. Here are the materials that I used: my white vinegar, salt, and my 3 pennies. Here you can see I have mixed my vinegar and my salt together, and I have my pennies. Then I added my pennies to this mixture. And you can see some of the gunk on my pennies kind of started to get clean, although my pennies were pretty clean to start with. They were pretty new. So kind of what I observed is, I added the vinegar and salt to my bowl, mixed it together, and then I added my pennies into the bowl, and I waited about 5 to 10 minutes, and I kind of watched them slowly get cleaner, as you see from the picture up here that I found kind of represented a more exaggerated version of what I saw. The cleaning of my pennies could have been more drastic than compared to the example video, but I did notice a difference, that the dirt / kind of rusty parts disintegrated off. Why did this happen? The vinegar is an acid, and when it's added with the salt, this reaction occurs. The vinegar and the salt removes the copper oxide, which is the dull, dirty part of the pennies. And the copper oxide, it happens over time and with use. As pennies are used, that's why older pennies have more dirt or duller looking areas on them. And the copper oxide is removed from the pennies by the reaction, and it's dissolved into the vinegar and salt mixture, and that's how it cleans the pennies. What could have been better in my experiment? I felt that I could have mixed the salt and vinegar more thoroughly to see some more significant reaction. The salt that I did have was the thick, coarse ground salt that comes in the grinder, and it's hard when it's in those really big chunks to thoroughly mix it. I've noticed this with some of my experiments. I need to get the really fine, coarse ground salt, and I think it would make a difference in more of my experiments if I had that rather than the grinder salt. Older, dirtier pennies could have seen a more significant reaction. The pennies I did have were newer, cleaner pennies. I think they were like 2017. They were made in 2017. I could have had older ones if I had them available to see a more significant cleaning reaction. I think that would have made a difference in my experiment. I could have used maybe a stronger vinegar, like a cleaning vinegar, to get an even more significant reaction, like the cleaning vinegar that comes in the cleaning aisle that would have been stronger. And that could have seen a more of a difference in removing the copper oxide from my pennies. And then in its application to my class topic, below I have the reaction where the salt, vinegar, and pennies with the copper oxide react to remove it. As you can see that below, the green is before, and then the black is that reaction after, just like in class, using this. Thank you for my presentation.